wanted to take a try at true crime, and I've been listening to a lot of Rotten Mango by Stephanie Sue, so this is like inspiration from her, but also inspiration from my sister, because we've always wanted to do like true crime YouTube videos or a podcast just because of where we come from, Cambodia. Like, we want to do almost like a paranormal true crime podcast instead of just like regular true crime. But anyways, that's all in theory right now. So this is relative to Stephanie Sue's, one of her newer episodes on Rotten Mango, which is about I always say it wrong, the date rape drug. I said it right. That drug is related to that one, and it's called Scopolamine. And it is, I guess instead of the actual name for the drug, it's also called devil's breath or like devil's acid. And it comes from a flower in Colombia. And these flowers are so beautiful, and they hang upside down. Like, or not they hang upside down, they grow upside down. And so I guess like something that could have been in recent news, or something like a little bit that was like sparking in the news and stuff about the fake business cards that people would accept from other people and would start feeling like woozy and dizzy and stuff. It's somewhat like that drug, except it's more similar to the date rape drug, because you're fully conscious of what's going on around you. Well, I guess it's different on other people. You're fully conscious of what you're doing, but you're not able to control what you're doing. Like, it's like as if, the best explanation for it is like in a dream, like a nightmare, where you scream but no sound comes out. It's as if like your internal mind is like asking for help, yet your body and everything that's happening around you, your outer body is like just, your physical part of you is just controlling it, and you're just moving along with everybody. So this story is about, oh yeah, also some people do this recreationally, but anyways, the drug scopolamine is what I mean. But so this story is actually from a documentary I watched like a while ago, and it's on scopolamine. And this story is like crazy to me. And I think like the way this guy took revenge on the people that did this to his friend is amazing as well. So okay, wait, no. Let's start how the documentary started. I forgot what it's on, but if you guys search up Scopolamine documentary, like, you'll probably find it. And it's on like a very popular, not social media, it's on a very popular, it has a very popular, no, I don't know what it's called. It's like MTV. It's a very popular channel or some shit. I don't know how to say it. But anyways, I'm getting so excited about doing this video that I can't even think. So this guy has a best friend. Okay, you don't know his background story yet, because I'm not gonna get to that part, but okay. So he has this best friend who just got married, and he invites him out to go to like a sort of bachelor party for obviously himself, but he invites his best friend. And so like they go to a bar, they like hang out. It's sort of like a strip club, and he goes and like, you know, he has a fun night with him. Then, you know, eventually the night will end and he heads home. His friend, they don't go home together. They're not like, okay, let's carpool home. No, like they're like, okay, bye, see you like at your wedding, you know? But come to find out, the next day, like he's calling his friend's not answering. His fiance and like everyone else is like, yo, where the heck is he? Come to find out, like the next day, somebody's body was found in the park, butt-ass naked. And he was a John Doe. Dude was the guy's friend. The friend that he just celebrated his bachelor's party with the night before. Like literally the night before. So what people don't know about him and what the killers didn't know about him was that he was a part of the Colombian mafia. This story is legendary to me. This is like some shit out of a movie, bro. So he like retraces everything. He hits everyone up that he like was in business with, and obviously they have a holy respect for him because he used to be the leader of the mafia. No one's gonna be like, oh, just because you're out of it, like you have no respect from us no more. No, like dude was put into high regards by everybody. And now he's like a regular dude, right? So he finds out what happened after he left the bar. His friend was approached by two girls, and basically they were strippers. They were people offering him, you know, like a lap dance, some drinks, yada yada yada. And I kind of forgot if he like went back into the bar or what, but he was approached by these two girls. And so the rest of the night played out like it would normally. Like, dude was just living his life. Dude was not killed after he stepped out of the bar. No, he was drugged on scopolamine. And what the apartment like lobby person said was he entered with two females and a man or something. And like they had all left the apartment building with his belongings, including him. Like he was just, it looked like he was moving out of the apartment, but like the apartment complex did not know that he was moving out or anything. Like he was fully sober, that's what it seemed like, and he was just moving all of his belongings out of the apartment complex, out of his you guys know what I mean. And so turns out he's dead, and the apartment lobby person identifies him as, that's the guy that I saw last night, that's the guy that lives in this apartment building. And his friend finds out his best friend is the John Doe. So he, you know, hits up his people. And he's like, who are these two strippers? And like, who was behind this? Come to find out, there's a dude that orchestrated the two strippers to do this. And in this documentary, these women who are basically working for the sex trafficking business are obviously remaining anonymous, but like they explain how this goes down. Like you yourself can put scopolamine into your body without getting drugged by it. And what they did was they put scopolamine, like I think they put a napkin up first their nose, and then the napkin had traces of scopolamine, or like it was like napkin first then scopolamine, or scopolamine first and then napkin, but I'd assume it's napkin and scopolamine. But anyways, so they're not feeling the effects of it, but they know that the guy is feeling the effects of this drug, scopolamine, devil's breath. And to me, it's almost like, just because of what I've been through and like what I've experienced and what I've done, it reminds me of something that's big like fentanyl. Like you can ingest that by accidentally inhaling it and you could die. You could accidentally orally ingest it thinking it's like a sleeping pill or something like that. And it will put you to sleep because you will be dead, you know? And this guy was smelling the scopolamine from the napkin, but since the napkin was in the stripper's nose, strippers apostrophe nose, they weren't feeling the effects themselves. So he was just like smelling, and they're giving him lap dances, they're getting up close and personal. So he is getting drugged, right? And they like I said, scopolamine is where you're conscious of what you're doing, but you yourself, it's like your subconscious is aware, but your conscious cannot do anything about it. So he got killed for it because of this gangster dude that thought he was the shit and decided to murder a random dude, not thinking he was anybody. But his best friend was the freaking leader of a Colombian mafia. So, finds out who these two strippers were. Finds out who the gangster was. Bro, he, like, this is I'm so sorry, but to be very honest, if like my family members or someone who was important to me and very close in my personal life got murdered, you can fucking bet that I don't care if I'm an anybody or nobody. I will do the time for like an eye for an eye. Because if you murder my sister, you murder my husband, you murder somebody that I love out of injustice and like they die for no reason, you can bet that's coming your fucking way too. Cause like, I don't care if you erase your identity from the earth, but like, that's no chill to me. Like, I will do the fucking time in federal prison if I have to. You are not gonna like end up in jail or end up alive, because like, never would I let that slide. Like that's how passionate I am about the people I love. And I'm sorry, YouTube, you can take down my video, but that's how strong I feel. And there's a lot of customers of mine that feel the same way, especially a mother who has a child. Like, you're ruining not only the person's life, but everybody in that person's life, because they are not just a person. How did they get here in the first place? They have parents. Even if their parents are dead, who did they start a life with? Who do they work around? Because even if they don't have a lover, and even if they don't have a kid, they have coworkers. Even if they're a bum on the street, they have a crackhead friend that probably cares about them. So think about it. But anyways, I'm not gonna go into detail on what I would do to a person that does that to someone I love. But anyways, I'm sorry for the little spiel. He finds out who the two strippers were and the gangster was. And he freaking, oh my God. He orchestrates this whole fucking thing. He plans out like their whole entire schedule. He's like, okay, I know that stripper A is up to this and this and this and this day. And stripper B is up to this and this and this and this day. And I know what the gangster's up to because I already know the gang that he's with. So he orchestrates these two strippers to get raped and brutally murdered. Because yes, it wasn't their choice, but they still went in with the decision to drug this man and then be a part of his killing. And the gangster, I forgot how the documentary went, but I think he was the one that wanted to be a part of the killing of the gangster, and like Brody like basically raided his house or had him killed. I forgot what it was, but the story is just legendary to me because like that is straight out of a movie that happened to a real person. And like his friend just got married, and me having lost like 3 friends this year to the stupidest shit I can comprehend makes me so frustrated and everything. And like the show I'm watching because of Stephanie, like the Murder at the End of the World, which I say that you guys should watch too, is completely insane because like cold cases and stuff that get dropped, like there's not enough being done. There's not enough being done. And the fact that a lot of people who are still trying to fight for the justice of their family members that like were done wrong get turned away because the police are like, oh, like maybe she left you. You know, like I watched on Peacock, I don't know what it was called, but this mom had disappeared and her 3 daughters were living with their dad, and the police officer basically told the one daughter that kept calling the office, was like, maybe your mom started a new life, like maybe she doesn't want you to be a part of it, and she stopped calling. Come to find out 30 years later she was murdered, and the relief she felt, not from her mother being murdered, but the relief she felt that knowing her mom wouldn't have left her. Like, imagine being a police officer knowing that you told a daughter, even if you have your own kid, bro, like imagine your own kid thinking you left them, but really they got murdered. The sense of relief, there's no outcome to that. There's no outcome of happiness because yet you still don't have that person. That person is gone. And the one person or the people that you could have looked towards for help didn't want to help you. Like, shit's crazy to me. But that's my true crime for today and my first try at true crime.